In this recent video about print on demand, I created a set of products for the experiment and the walkthrough that I actually kind of like. And so now, in the spirit of TikTok not being banned, we hope in 2025, I want to walk you through exactly how to create, manage, and sell print on demand posters through TikTok Shop in 2025. And not just how to do it, but how to do it successfully and how to actually make money doing this and by promoting your products natively within TikTok. Now this will be part actual walkthrough where you can follow along on the steps required, and also part instructional on the strategy and the concepts that are driving the actual steps that we're taking. And posters have been catching steam recently especially over the last few years on TikTok and otherwise. You can just look at some of the search and the keyword data here, and it's a popular model that is now catching on more, especially with the various advantages of print on demand that we've covered in videos like this. Also, we've grown by over 30,000 subscribers in the past month and are aiming to surpass 1 million subscribers this year. So if you want to be a part of the community and help us in hitting that milestone, then make sure to subscribe. There are no courses, no consulting, mentorship, no nothing, just straight videos between you and I like this. So in that last video, we used the print on demand partner Gelato, and that is also the platform that we'll use in this video for the walkthrough. Gelato started out in Norway in 2007, and Norway is also on the top of my travel to-do bucket list. I don't know about you. And they're now the world's largest print on demand network with a focus on sustainability. Now there's a few things I like about it. First, they are completely free to use, so you don't have to pay a subscription or anything at all to use the platform. Second, 90% of orders are delivered locally, which really impacts shipping times and adds an authentic feel to the products. And then third, speaking of shipping times, 90% of orders are delivered within 5 shipping days to customers. And that's a really big selling point to me, considering Gelato versus other platforms, and that print on demand, just one big drawdown of it in a lot of people's minds, of potential sellers' minds, and just going back 5, 10, 15 years ago, is that shipping would just take so long, right? Like it takes 3 weeks to get something made. So an advantage of Gelato is that your order is going to be delivered anywhere in the world within 5 days, and not just delivered, but created by them as well. And that's the whole print on demand model, right? Like the partner, in this case Gelato, will take care of everything once the person clicks buy. They'll create and print the product for you, they will package it, and they will ship it within 5 days. Now we'll be focusing on posters, and that's what I'll show you on Gelato, but they do have over 150 products to choose from, which you'll also just see in a few seconds here. So to try Gelato for free and to get 50% off ordering your own designs, just if you want to, if you order that design within 2 days of creating your account, just go to gelato.com/JON, or just the top link in the description. And I do suggest that you follow along with the steps that I'll take in this video, just so you don't miss anything. And with that said, let's get into the tutorial. So I'm a student at Boston University, and so in the last video, we created a set of designs focused around that idea, around BU and kind of a common meme on campus. I'll show you some of those designs here, and that's what we'll use for these posters. And I think that meshes well with TikTok as well, right? Because of a lot of younger people, especially college students, even though they probably shouldn't be, are using TikTok. And so we can reach that audience here on TikTok by building a niche kind of video community, by finding BU students, and then by selling the posters and potentially merch down the line as well to them. So now we're here back in the Gelato dashboard, and right here you can see all the various integrations for the storefronts that you can connect your Gelato products and account to. And your storefront is just the actual kind of front end, the place where customers can go to purchase your designs, like Amazon, Squarespace, and Wix for websites, BigCommerce and whatnot for WordPress, Walmart, eBay, the list goes on. For this video, obviously, we'll proceed with the TikTok shop. So you press on that. In our case, we'll click on the United States, and that will get us over here to TikTok. Now, what I'm going to do is walk through the entire start and just account creation process for the TikTok Shop Seller Central. So this is what happens if you enter a phone number or an email to sign up. And then if you want to sell products under your own name, then you select individual. If you have a brand name, but the business is just you, there's no legal entity, then that'll be a sole proprietorship. And then a corporation or partnership will be some kind of LLC, C Corp, S Corp, B Corp, etc. So in our case, we'll select sole proprietorship. So then we'll select next. And then here we're going to fill out some information about the business. So to have the legal business name in the case of a sole proprietorship, we don't actually have to register anything. This is just a name that's not my individual name that I'm using to sell the products. So I just entered my information here, and then for the proof of business, I'm going to upload a few documents that just prove the business name and address, and then the EIN. An employer identification number in the US is a completely free number that you can get, and you can get as many as you want. You can just search EIN application form online, you know, go to the government link. You can get one automatically, it's completely free, and it is delivered instantly, so I suggest you do that. So let me fill this information out now. So I click next, and then this is where I enter my personal information as opposed to the business, even if it is an unregistered business's information. So then once we fill out that information, now we can choose the shop name, the logo, and the product type. So as for the name, we'll carry this over from Gelato, as well as just, you know, the overall, or the overarching design and the primary product type. So for shop name, we'll go for Sisyphus Designs, and then I can add a logo that we created as well. And then in our case, for the primary product and service type, we'll go for menswear right here, and then enter an email address to finish that verification. Okay, so now we are in, and once you submit an application, that will be reviewed by their team, and they should get back to you with a full-on approved account in a few days. And until then, we have a lot of steps to take now in the Seller Center. So on one hand, we can add, and this is just, you know, logistical work, we can add shipping and return addresses, tax information, excuse me, and then there's a few critical steps we want to take here as well. The first is just to connect the shop to a TikTok account, in that the shop is created separately from a TikTok account, but we want to use, obviously, TikTok to promote the products. And just on the UI side, when users are on the account page, then they can very easily access the products as well. So to do that, you can just click link account, you find the username, you connect them, and you're good to go there. That's step one, and then step two is going to be adding the products. Now, what we can go back to is this page that was opened over here when we're in Gelato and we click TikTok Shop and then United States. And that opens the Gelato app under the App Store that you can access in the TikTok Shop Seller Center. And so we already have the authorized shop here that's auto-filled. We just want to keep the partner access duration to unlimited, and then enter a contact email address, and if we want to, a phone number. So then I press confirm to install, and I'll approve all of these acknowledgements. And boom, it is that easy, and now we are connected so we can push Gelato products straight through to the TikTok shop. Now, what's crucial about this is Gelato obviously is a print-on-demand supplier, so that means that you don't have to take care of shipping yourself at all. And so this message right here covers what to do to make sure it works like that. So as opposed to any other supplier product, TikTok, etc., actually shipping the product, when you select seller shipping, that order will be throughput automatically to Gelato, who will package and ship and then send it to the buyer. So once that is selected in our case, once you have it selected, you can click complete setup. And so now if you go to stores in Gelato, under your stores, you can see this TikTok shop that we have connected, and you can connect through integrations, again, any number of these other store fronts right here, and that'll also show up under stores. And so we're not going to go into TikTok and the Seller Center to add products. What we're going to do is on the Gelato side, click add product right here next to the store. And then for now, we'll just select single product. And so these are the 6 steps that we're going to take. First up, we just select the actual product, of which there are absolutely hundreds you can choose from. That ranges from stationery and business over here. So these are your very business gifts, feel, to mugs and bottles, right? Cards, clothing, etc. We're going to proceed with wall art. And then out of all these posters, we're going to want a variety ultimately. So I will upload a few different ones. I think for fun right now, what I want to do is do an acrylic print. And then before we do that, we'll just proceed with the straight posters. And then we'll pay a little more here for the premium matte paper poster. So it's about $7.50 if we use Gelato Plus or Gelato Gold. That gets us down to under $6. Now what's critical here also is we have 22 locations where this product is fulfilled from all around the world, and that means the shipping time will be very fast on that, which we really want, especially given just the, I think, attention span of the TikTok users. So we press on that and then we go over to design, and this is where we're actually going to create the product. And so I have those designs right here. These are from that last video. And so I want to proceed with this design right here. So I'll just drag it into the poster. And so I can play around with the sizing here. This is a square image, so I have a few options here. For this one, I'm going to want to edit it, but if I want to keep the size like this, I can. If I want to change the background color as well, I can do that. So here is that image resized to fit onto our poster. But again, we can also go to templates. We can save our design formulas, right? Text, shapes if we want to add them, and then various layouts if we want to, for example, apply, a dozen different images to the photo. So with that looking good, we can continue to mock-ups, and this is so we can see what the design would actually look like and then use those images on the TikTok listing. So I'll select a few of these that I like. Let's see, I think I like this one. It stands out to me, and this is going to be one of the Gelato Plus designs. Just for sake of example, I'm not using Gelato Plus on this account. And if we want to determine whether they're free or premium, we can just go to premium or free right here. So the next, we're entering the product details, and these I'm just going to copy over from what we created in the last video. And then I do want to keep a lot of these details in the description about the just technical aspects of the design, right? The sizes, paper weight, etc. And then under prices, this is where we can see what our margin is and how much money we're going to make. And then I'm going to select include shipping cost in profit calculation. And what this is going to be is if you offer free shipping to customers, right? So if you can see right there, that's a 50% $7 margin, and that goes to $12 depending on whether we're including that shipping there. And you can see, right, the price $24 or the price being $7. So in our case, we're not going to offer free shipping. That'll be separate. And then we're going to set this price to, let's say, $8.50. It's about $5 to ship, so the buyer will pay that, $7.50 to make for us, so we're going to make about 12% margin right there. And if you want, people are willing to pay for posters, we could just set that to 20 as well and make good money. And we will offer some premium designs on this store, but I do want just a more economy option as well. So we're going to keep that at 12% net margins, which isn't bad for not having to put any work in on the shipping side. Generally, I think the way to view it is just the higher your prices, the more money, the more marketing money you have to play around with. For example, we have to spend about $1 in terms of unit economics per product, finding a customer to then stay profitable. If we set this to $15, let's go 15, then we have about $7 to spend every time we go and want to find a customer. And if we can find that customer for $5 on average, for $3, $2, whatever the number is, then the real difference there is the net take home. But we'll go back to 8.5 on this. And that's the beauty as well with using TikTok for marketing. Whereas if you can convert people for free and that's earned traffic, then that's going to be truly pure margin because you have Gelato to make and ship it and TikTok for the promotion. So this will get delivered anywhere in the world, and then we are good to go. If these details look good to you with your product, then you can click publish in the top right. Now I want to show you quickly as well the multiple product upload screen, and what this lets us do is upload the same design to many different products. So for example, I can select right here just 8 products or whatnot, and then just create all of those at once. And what that let me does is, for example, if I have one design I really like and I want to sell it in 400 different formats so everyone can get what they want, I can do that just like this. And then it's the same process here. You just select between these multiple products to fill out the details, and then you can fill out prices for each of those individually as well, and then go through the same process of pushing them to your TikTok Seller Center. And so now if we go back over to the Seller Central here, we can see that it auto-filled the ad products. And that's because when we clicked publish in Gelato, it automatically pushed that product through for us. So now if we go to products here in TikTok Shop, right, we can see this product over here, and it's suspended right now, obviously, because the account is still in review. So we can select the quantity. In our case, that's going to be unlimited since we can sell as many as we have, and we can also edit the product details over here as well. Now there are a few other points that I want to speak to. One is the affiliate option right here, and this is a really powerful program created by TikTok Shop where you can offer an affiliate cut on your products, and then creators can choose to create videos with those products and then just get that affiliate cut if they drive people to go actually buy it. So that can be depending on the type of product that you have, a really great win-win for both parties, and you can do that here in the Seller Central as well. There's also a marketing tab where if you do want to, once your shop is active, create promotions or ads with your TikTok account, you can do that. And that is it for the creation process and the upload process. It's really that easy, just a few steps to go through once you have your design and concept. And then next I want to touch on marketing for a few minutes. So how to do well natively using TikTok to promote the products that you just created through TikTok Shop and Gelato. I think what's really interesting conceptually about TikTok and its potential in marketing as a platform, and also why it's done as well as it has, is that before TikTok, the way you were successful or the way you got exposure on social media platforms was by having a large following, primarily, like on Instagram, for example, and Facebook. And the critical insight that the TikTok founder had was that, and I guess the question he asked was, well, why don't we just test all content to see how much people engage with it, how much they want to see it, and then depending on that response, why don't we then determine how many views, how much exposure it could get? So the core insight there was, let's show every video to at least one other person. And then depending on whether that one person watches it, engages with it, shares it, or doesn't do any of that, then they'll share it to 5 people. And then based on how it performs with those 5 people, then you'll go 10, and then you'll go 20, and so on. And it's a bucket-based algorithm in that sense. And that's why on TikTok, you'll often see videos, if you start posting or if you already have, where you get 1,000 views very, very fast, and then you kind of capped out in that bucket, and then you go sideways for a little bit, and then you go to 10,000 very fast. And then it's reviewing your performance, and then you go to 100,000, and then it just continues cyclically like that. And the same scaling laws do apply, where if you have a lot of followers, you will start to proceed through those buckets a lot faster, just skip maybe to 100,000 or 1 million or whatnot. But what that means is that there is this organic core on TikTok that a lot of other platforms have since moved to copy with their short form content as well. Now, because of that, but also generally on social media nowadays, what really matters in the principal metric is just watch time. At the end of the day, if you produce a 20-second video and people watch it on average for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, that video will get more exposure, right? It doesn't matter if people are going to share something, like it, if they hate it. It doesn't matter how they feel about it. If they watch it, you're going to do extremely well. There's a few strategies people take when it comes to creating TikTok content that does well in that regard. One is people just say that you really need to focus on the hook, so the first 5 seconds, so you can, hook people into the video. And that applies for sure. I think that to me is only half of the equation. And in my videos that have done really well, so just, million views plus, it's generally not just a hook that is critical. It's not just the first 3 to 5 seconds, but it's the first 3 to 5 seconds and the last 3 to 5 seconds. And the reason for that is, let's say the first 3 seconds is really good. It's a 20-second video. So you can get 60, 70% of people to watch all the way to the end. So normally your average watch time, if 60% of people watch to the end, might be, let's say, 40% of the whole video. But if 60% of the people watch to the end, the last 3 seconds is like something crazy. So they need to go and they're thinking, I need to rewatch this. Then you get 40% of the video, so let's say 80% of the 60%, to go back and watch the whole thing again. And what that does is it then drags up your average watch time from 40, 50% to now 80, 90%. Or if 80% of the video of viewers watch the whole video, and half of those people go back and watch the whole thing again, now you get above 100% average watch time. Now you're talking 120, 130, 150, 200% plus. And I'll put some analytics on the screen from TikToks, from shorts as well, that have analytics like that. And that, in my experience, is where you really get those big view counts. So again, first 3 seconds, but also critically the last 3 seconds. You want something engaging, memorable, that someone who is interested in a subject of that sort is going to see that, or best if anyone, whoever they are, sees that and wants to watch it, either in the first 3 seconds wants to watch it, or in the last 3 seconds wants to rewatch the whole video just so they can see, again, those last 3 seconds. And I'll link in the description section from a book I wrote about TikTok, just going deeper into the analytics there and what I really think it takes in an algorithmic sense to succeed. That's completely free, just it's a public Google Doc, so you can visit that if you want to learn more. So to get started with any and all of this, you can go to that top link in the description to get started. And we are aiming to hit that 1 million subscriber mark this year, so make sure to do that. Then if I left anything at all out, you have any questions, make sure to just drop those in the comments, and I will make sure to get back to you there. And with that said, I will see you in the next one.